Hey, it's Dan's Models again. This is John sitting here with Dan, and we are looking at. I know this one, Dan, because by the way, it's N scale,
N scale.
and this happens to be one of the models that we had on a very early pod. As a matter of fact, it may have been our first ever video podcast. It was one of the first two in any case, and I only know that because every time I open up our YouTube channel, this is one of the most popular videos on there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, cool.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, well, I brought it back because, we've never had it on Dan's models before.
Yeah.
Also, I redid the number boards because when I originally did it, usually what I do when I do number boards is if they're white letters with a black background, first what I'll do is I'll put a white decal over the entire number board. And then I got some of those microscale decals that have the black, but the number is actually clear, so it lets the light through, and I will do them over the white.
Right.
Well, when I originally did this model, I did the decals for the numbers, but I didn't put the white behind it. And
Also, you couldn't see it unless it was on?
Yeah, and it looked really not so good.
Oh, oh well.
So I took it apart and sanded the old numbers off and redid them with doing it the right way. And so I think they look a lot better now. This one also has, as you can see, operable ditch lights that are mounted on the deck. And these are actually sunrise ditch light castings, which I don't think you can get anymore, unfortunately.
What happened? Did they go off into the sunset?
They went out of business, yeah.
Yeah, they went off into the sunrise, went into the sunset.
Yeah, and nobody like bought the molds or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are gone now, and nobody's really stepped up to the plate to make anything else to replace them, unfortunately.
Yeah. So you have to fabricate your own ditch light castings now.
Yeah, I mean, there's one company called Miniatures by Eric that makes a couple, but they're more like Canadian style.
Yeah.
So nobody's really making this particular type, which is a very common type.
Canadian ditch lights, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, these are just regular ditch lights. But anyway, they're lit with 603 size surface mount LEDs mounted behind them and then painted so that they don't glow in the back. And the rest of it's pretty stock. It has a Digitrax decoder in it, and the headlight and reverse headlight are just running off the decoder.
Yeah.
So
and it's patched for UP. I noticed that.
UP,
right?
Yeah, because I'm in N scale. I'm modeling a more modern era, and then in HO I usually model like the early to mid '90s.
Right.
In N scale, it's later, like 2000s and beyond. So
right. So you'd probably catch this locomotive running a local somewhere or switching or something like that. Huh?
I think UP has gotten rid of these by now.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought I'm sure some Rio Grande fans are cringing seeing a UP patch on, but
I'm just ignoring that part. I'm looking at the back where the speed lettering is. It looks really cool.
Yeah. So anyway, I also used some BLMA removed headlight covers to patch out the class lights and the nose gyro light that at one time this engine would have had. I put some sunshades on this one. They're photo etched. I think they are by BLMA, but it's been a long time since I made this engine. So
that's something that usually I don't remember seeing on a lot of N-scale diesels like this, sunshades.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of them. I don't do as much detail on N-scale typically as I do in HO because honestly it's hard to see. But sunshades are something that you can kind of notice, so that's something I would like to do on more of my N-scale engines.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's my favorite part, Dan.
Yeah, we get to see it run. No sound in this one, but runs pretty well.
Yeah, it looks great. I remember being really impressed the first time I saw this model because it had the ditch lights, and that was something I don't think I'd ever seen on an N-scale before.
Yeah, well, some of the Cato engines come with them.
Yeah. My P42s have ditch lights, but they don't look the same as the ones on a freight engine like this.
Yeah, it's if you're modeling the modern era, they're kind of a necessity,
Yeah.
It's just about everything's got them. with those small LEDs, it's very doable if you can find the detail part for the actual ditch light casting itself.
Looks great.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for this episode. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, see you later.